It's June 23rd, 2018. We're here at the trail. Looks like Trail Fairies left some material here. Some gloves. My feet. Looking up the trail toward the hideout tree. Cool. Now I'm going to look down here and see what we got started. This is a trail that goes to the waterfall. Okay, we'll see more of that later. Here's something cool. This is the rough trail in the Redwood forest here, the place where I grew up. Looking, you really can't see much of a trail here, but it's here. I'm going to try not to shake very much, but it's hard walking. You notice that there's some materials here. And more materials here. 5/8 rebar, 4x8 pressure treated fir. See some tools here, necessaries. And look at this. I'll try to mind my manners as I walk up here and not fall. This is my summer project. How's yours? Try not to get my thumb in the way. There's some more rock somebody left here. Looking down the trail. And then up the trail to past summer projects. It's July 7th, 2018, looking down the trail. Kind of a rough trail here. A log, we'll use this as reference, my feet. We're going to look up the trail. Notice some staging here, some wood and some iron or steel. Try not to fall, get my fingers in the way. More material staged. It's amazing how it gets down here. Trail fairies do a good job. This will be interesting. This is a rhododendron that's growing across the trail that we're going to try not to disturb, building the trail down here. Up the trail. Sorry for the shakies. It's a little bit steep here. You might recognize this spot. We had some staging here before. It's gone now. In its place are steps. Let's see where these go. Try not to trip. You might recognize this. I think we'll probably stop here because you've seen this before. Take a look around. Look down the trail. Good job, trail fairies. Here we are again. It's Sunday, July 15th. Looking down the trail from this peculiar feature here. It's a sawed-off piece of redwood. We're kind of at this dip in the trail, looking up the trail. Let's see if we can get up here without tripping. This is really steep here. Notice this old rhododendron here. That'll be something to deal with. We don't want to disturb it. Don't know how old it is. We'll find out later. Another one there. Looking up the trail. More staging. And I see what the trail ferry crew has done here to level this trail out. Let's see how far we can get up here. Show you the whole full Monty. Now, remember the rhododendron that was growing across the trail? This is how the trail ferries handle that. Good job, trail ferries. A few steps. I count something north of 50. Wow. Great thing about these steps and level ground is that you can look around. Not done. Almost tripped there. How colorful that would be. And here's where we started. Rock, gloves, my feet. Look back down the trail here for a second. Good job, trail ferries. Here we are again. It's July 28th, 2018. Looking down the trail from a new vantage point. See this interesting feature here that looks like it might kind of go away. Gonna look up the trail and try to get up here without falling. This is a fairly steep section of trail. Got some steel here. Tools. More tools. Look at this. Remember this before? Now we've got steps. Check it out. Remember that rhododendron that was crossing the path? No more. How about that? Walk up here. This is where we had a little problem with yellow jackets. And I think you've seen this before, so we'll close with a shot looking down the trail. Good job, trail ferries. Here we are, it's August 22nd. We're looking down to our destination on the Redwood Trail here. Now, this is the trail down. We have our little marker here. Keep that one in mind. We'll do a slow pan, or try to, up the hill. Once again, it's kind of steep, so I'll try not to biff like I did on the way down. Now, I don't know if you remember or not. Get a good footing here. This is where the log was across, and this is where that log is now. Some steel and wood. We're just going to go up here a little bit, show you what the trail ferries have done. Nice job, guys. See some buckets there and some gloves. And of course, my feet. And here's this one feature you might recognize, the sawed-off redwood. All right, it's September 9th, 2018. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're looking down the trail at our destination. As you can see, the trail is pretty rudimentary here. There's my feet. Now let's try not to slip off the trail on the way up. You can see there's not much of a trail here to start with, and I'm going to try not to trip over this root. And we see some improvements here. Yeah, look at this. Look what the trail ferries have done. My, my, my. busy gentleman give you a look up the trail, and then slow pan please down the trail. Let's take you to one of our familiar waypoints. We're coming up to one of them. By George, it's the old buckets, sawed-off redwood. How about that? Right, it is October 7th, 2018. We are at our destination. Look at this cute little waterfall and creek and some railroad ties for a temporary bridge. And my feet, of course. We're going to go up the trail and here and see what kind of progress has been made. It's kind of dark. Like I said, it's 5:45 and it gets dark early in the woods down here. Try not to fall. Not much of a trail here. No siree. Now, you might see that there's a trail here and some materials in my gloves. Let's see what the trail fairies have done here. Puffing and puffing a little bit. They've been busy, as you can see. A lot of steps. Give you a look. Slow pan down the trail. Nice light on those redwoods over there. And up here, left the tools where they were last time. And that's the last step. More later. Right, it's October 13th, 2018. It's about 12:20 p.m. Looking at our destination here down the creek. It's not running too heavily this time of year. Give you a look down the creek there. And this old bridge that might get some work done on it. Of course, my feet. Now, we're going to walk up the trail, the last of the rough trail, see what progress has been done here. My. Tools, of course. Some steps yet to be paved. Look at this. Wow. Try not to trip. It's a nice sunny day, but not so much in the redwood forest. Looking up the trail. I think we've covered this before, but just in case. Pardon the huffing and puffing. It's quite a climb down here. I think you've seen this part. Slow pan. We'll show more of this later. Right, it's October 20th, 2018. We're where we started before the summer project, looking at the previous trail and up the trail toward the hideout tree. that you can see right there. Now we're going to go and take this in steps so I don't make you sick. Down the trail to the upper promenade. It's a nice day today. It's about 60 degrees. It's kind of wet in the rainforest here. There was fog last night, which made it actually rain in the forest, which is probably why you call it a rainforest. Hope you saw the before. This is the after. Trail ferries have been very busy here. And we're coming to the promenade here. And we'll get a look around. And that's our first leg. Where we left off. We're at the middle promenade. Gonna head toward the lower promenade. Walking downhill is a lot easier than walking uphill, so there should be no huffing and puffing here. At least I hope not. And no falling. A lot of steps here. I counted 159 this morning. Now we get to this nice return here. And this is the upper promenade. Pardon me, the lower promenade. Okay? Give you a nice look around. And back up the trail. Where we left off, we're at the lower promenade. Give you a look down here, it's kind of pretty. A lot of green from the sword ferns. One of the things I put in this morning was this safety line, because this is kind of steep. And it just wouldn't do to fall on the trail ferry's new trail. There we go. Let's do this. Yep, a lot of work here. I don't know if you remember the last video, but there wasn't really much here. And here we have the new bridge and the waterfall. And we'll take a look back up the trail. Isn't that nice? Now we're going to show you a little something about how all this material for the waterfall trail got here and the tools that it took to get it here. We're going to take a little sashay up toward the hideout tree. This is something the trail ferry crew did a couple years back. There's a tree. There's a little promenade. Yeah. And a few more steps. There's a big old hemlock. And this is something I call the landing. This is buckets. These are some of the tools required. Probably don't need any description. And some of the materials left. More later. Now, we're going to go see where the rock comes from. See a well-worn trail here. Here is the rock dump. Wheelbarrow for taking rock, shovel for loading it. I want to show you something here. A bucket full of rock like this, that's 3 scoops, weighs 35 pounds. I know that a trip is 2 buckets, so that's 70 pounds for a 3-scoop bucket. The upper part of the trail was done with 4-scoop buckets, that's a 90-pound load. The steps are 15 pounds apiece, they're 4 per load, so that's a 60-pound load. Those trail berries are strapping dudes. Of course, the old Ford Ranger for hauling stuff down here. Now, this is the most important part. People say, how do you get trail ferries to work? Well, they don't take dollars, they don't take euro, they don't take dinar. They take beer. If you want light-duty trail ferries, give them Coors Light or Bud Light. If you want heavy-duty trail ferries, give them some of this stuff. Yeah, baby. And then, of course, there's quality control. You have to make sure it's good. But that's it for here. Here we are at the materials prep site. There's the old Ford Ranger. Now, if you're going to supervise a crew of strapping trail ferries, you need to look the part. So I like these coveralls. They're made artificially dirty, so I tend to fit in, along with the boots for my feet. The sweater you're welcome to wear, you're probably not going to need it for long. Temporary rope, climbing rope, extension cord. That's a DeWalt drill and an extra bit that I wore out, or the trail ferries did. Cordless drill, saw, bunch of other things, and here's, say hi, Leo. There we go. You're going to need a chainsaw. You're also going to need another chainsaw to get the first chainsaw out if you get it stuck. All the fuel and tools and whatnot. And that's pretty much it for now. Okie doke. See you for the next trail ferry project.